Hey, it's Lou with another installment of this, whatever this is. Today's topic, celebrated people who are really assholes. 2017 has revealed a ton of them. And as the ugly truth about these shitty men have come out, organizations that have previously honored them have reconsidered. Kevin Spacey, for instance, had an Emmy Award revoked. Charlie Rose's Walter Cronkite Journalism Award was taken away, and the University of Buffalo rescinded Harvey Weinstein's honorary degree. Good, not as good as prison sentences, but good. Yet, one award that has never been rescinded, even though it's been given to some questionable people, is the Nobel Peace Prize. Yeah, I'm serious, that's what this whole video is about. Welcome to the worst of the Nobels. It's an award show. That's why we have all these trophies, although we will be giving none of them out.
Nothing for you.
The first award is for a person who had no business winning the Nobel Peace Prize in the first place. Neha, would you care to read the nominees and please share the stated reason the Nobel Committee bestowed each honor?
My pleasure. For helping establish the United Nations, Cordell Hull.
Hull is a really strong contender here. When he was U.S. Secretary of State in 1939, an ocean liner with nearly 1,000 Jews fleeing Hitler was seeking refuge. Hull was unsympathetic, and that boat was sent back to Europe. Eventually, 254 people who were on that boat were killed in concentration camps. Yet, somehow, 6 years later, Hull won the Nobel Peace Prize.
The second nominee for his role in ending the Vietnam War, Henry Kissinger.
Ending the Vietnam War. Boy, that's rich. Kissinger was another U.S. Secretary of State. I could do a whole video on how morally compromised this guy is, but for the sake of brevity, and because Naya has to go soon, I'll just mention that he was the mastermind behind the bombing of Cambodia, which ultimately led to hundreds of thousands of deaths by some estimates, including many, many civilians.
And finally, the last nominee for Nobel Peace Prize winner who had no business winning in the first place, Barack Obama.
This one is interesting because President Obama won it less than a year into office, so it seemed a little premature and even pathetic, like the Nobel Committee was trying to suck up to the cool kid. Go ahead, Neha. You have the honors. Reveal the winner.
All
Very
right.
exciting.
Okay, the winner is... Really? This is the joke you came up with?
Yeah, it's funny.
No, there's a mistake.
Get her out of here. Get her out of here. The next award is for a person who won the Nobel Peace Prize but should have had it revoked. Some really strong contenders in this category, but I'm just gonna go ahead and reveal the winner. It is Aung San Suu Kyi. Kinda makes sense. She's been in the news a lot lately. Suu Kyi has come a long way since winning the Peace Prize in 1991. Back then, she was bravely standing up to the authoritarian military government in Myanmar. Now, she's the head of that country, and people have accused her of being complacent as the military violently oppresses the Rohingya. That's an ethnic minority group that has long been persecuted. I'm actually gonna drop the jokey tone here because the whole thing is just terrifying. The UN calls the situation with the Rohingya a textbook example of ethnic cleansing. And one UN human rights expert said she was baffled by Suu Kyi's lackluster response to the horrific situation. Thousands are dead. Hundreds of thousands have fled the country and are now living in grossly inadequate refugee camps. And why the Rohingya are victimized is a bit of a long story, but it has a lot to do with good old-fashioned racism and religious intolerance. The Rohingya are Muslim, the rest of Myanmar is predominantly Buddhist. Now, violent, hateful Buddhists seems like an oxymoron, but then again, so does Nobel Peace Prize winner Aung San Suu Kyi. People are being tortured and raped and killed on her watch. Other organizations have recognized Suu Kyi's failings and have stripped her of awards and honors, but not the Nobel Prize. Look, over the years, there have been some worthy winners of the Nobel Peace Prize, for sure. But the Nobel Committee is an organization with an agenda. When they pick a recipient for the Peace Prize, it seems they really just want to highlight the cause that person is associated with. So from what I could tell, it's less about the actual award winner and more about the movement he or she represents. That's how I make sense of Al Gore's 2007 Peace Prize. It was basically an award for the climate change movement, and he was really closely associated with it. Or why Palestinian leader Yasser Arafat won in 1994. It wasn't about him, it was about the idea of peace in the Middle East. Finally, there's another thing to consider. This award has been bullshit from the beginning, from its founding. It all started when Alfred Nobel picked up a newspaper in 1888 and read that he was dead. In fact, he was not dead. It was his brother who had died. But in their erroneous report, the newspaper criticized Nobel, who had become wealthy, powerful, and well-connected after inventing dynamite. They called him a merchant of Death.
The Merchant of Death.
That's not bad.
This hurt Nobel's feelings. Maybe he's also sad because his brother was dead, but all the same, he decided to generate some good publicity by funding these awards. So now his name is associated with the best and the brightest. And also, of course, the assholes I've been talking about. Call me a hater, but all this confirms a suspicion I've always had. Awards are stupid. Oh my God, it's the golden koozie. I'm so unprepared. I have so many people to thank. My mom, my dad, Miguel behind the camera.
Lou, I'm gonna let you finish, but Chris James had one of the best Beme videos of all time. Of all time! Also, like and subscribe. Lou, I'm gonna let you finish, but Chris James is much better than you. Chris James is a 10 and you're a 0, Lou. That's how good he is and how bad you are.